And we are live. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Glamma'z Closet. I'm so glad you could be in the closet with me today, which is a very strange thing to say. And I don't normally say that, but had to put on my glasses because, y'all know I can't see. I wish I could without the glasses on, but let's be really, really real. I'm about half blind now. Good morning. First in chat, Max's Comics. Good morning, Max. Mwah. I bought my first higher grade, really good signed comic from Max. She does artwork. She's so amazing. It was really really incredible. So I was incredibly lucky to meet her and feel super honored that she's here. The ATL flippers. What is up? Oh God, I just love them. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Okay, I get it. I was like, why are we gooing? Good morning, Maya. Good morning, Crazy May. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I did get your email about the chicken purse. Guys, I bought a chicken purse from Maya. We'll talk about that in a minute. Leslie, good morning, sweetie. I hope to get back in time. If not, hugs from me to you. Total hugs from me to you back, baby. Thank you so much. Stacy May, hi, baby. How you doing? Treasures, Kayla. Yay, yay. Oh, she's so cool. Kayla's just the coolest. Aunt Boo, that is my sissy, and she is the other half, the frankly the wind beneath my wings, or at least beneath my hair. She is fantastic, and that is my sister. And ride or die. Love you, Boo Boo. Hip flipping mama. Hi, Callie. Hi. Oh, it's so nice to meet you this morning. Toilet girl, yay! Toilet girl is from across the pond. If y'all don't know, she is way over in the UK, and staying up for us. I'm assuming it's either late at night or very, very crazy early in the morning. So much love. Yeah. Mama's shushing me. I shushed her this morning. It was so rude. I apologize. Um, Good morning, Liv. Good morning. Good morning. Willow, hi. Good morning. Thank you so much. Stacy May, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody for coming this morning. It's my first Thursday morning live, and I'm going to be doing those on a regular basis. The thing that Aunt Boo and I were talking about was that I really need to be a little bit more consistent with my lives, because I will sometimes just hop on in the middle of the night and be like, oh, by the way, blah, 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 blah. And then I end up blabbing for an hour and nothing gets done. So we're going to be a little bit more consistent with the lives Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Don't expect, hi, Judy May. Hi, Swamp Picker. Good morning. Don't expect that I won't also hop on in the middle of the night and blab when I'm up and I'm caffeinated and the snoring has gotten way out of control. Cameron Mitke, good morning, boo boo. How you doing? Peace, peace. Hello, Gravity Goods. You made a wonderful statement in a chat yesterday. You probably remember what it was, but last night, I should say, about supporting LGBTQ plus youth, and I really respected that. I really respected that. So yeah, you're right. You can't judge somebody to the point of homelessness. That's when your belief system has gotten in the way of your morals. So I appreciate that so much. Jessica, hi. I hope you and the girls are doing great this morning. So nice to see you here. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Yeah, Cameron, all the way, all day, all day, all day. You bet. And half the night. That's a joke. I don't sleep that well, for 8 hours at a time, because usually I have to get up early and promote something, or I have to get up early and ship something, and I stay up late so that I can catch the night walkers too. So yeah, hello day walkers. Hello. Where yeah, I get a little weird. Sorry, I get a little sleep deprived. You have one girl and one boy. Oh, well, congratulations to you for having one of each. And I hope you and the kids are doing well, I should say. Allie Dell, in between clients, just wanted to say hello. Oh my God, Allie Dell, the premier hairdresser. She's very fancy, guys. She got some bougie clients. She got the good stuff. But you know, she's earned them too. Don't think she hasn't. She earned them the hard way. I look beautiful, Glamour. Well, that's because of 1 hour of drag, honey. It takes a little bit to take longer than it used to. Longer than it used to. So behind me, as you can see, is the bar, the air hockey table, and there's actually some rolling insulation that we have to put up in the attic, and some lots of Green Bay Packers stuff because yeah, go Packers. We're like, oh crap, go Packers. We love it. We're not from Wisconsin, but we're from St. Louis, and we don't really have a team that sort of sticks around. So the Packers have been adopted, and the entire Glam fam is a Packer backer. Maybe the exception of Aunt Boo. She just doesn't know that much about football, I think. But I wanted to sort of run by to what we're going to be covering, and this will be every Thursday. We'll have the same sort of agenda. We're going to start off with a recap of some sales, and I don't do like item by item. I'm just not that guy. I just don't want to. I don't want to spend that much time on it. We'll have rumor has it. Anything that is sort of going around the horn, I guess, around the reseller water cooler. Fashion news always. We'll also have any shipping news that comes up. I don't really have any shipping news today. I haven't seen any changes. We'll have the tip of the day. And that the first couple are going to be me, but I do encourage you to reach out to me on Instagram. If you have reseller tips and tricks, we could all use them, and sharing is caring. We're going to talk about the crossover project, which is not an actual thing, but it's something that it's a personal sort of passion project for me, which is just bringing hard goods and soft goods people together so that we can learn from each other. Because I think there's more that we can learn from each other than we think. And then we'll end up with salty treats. What made you Glamma'z salty this week? Sometimes I get a little salty, guys, and the salty treat is for you. Hopefully we can make that funny as well. And then sweets for the sweeties. We do have personal shout outs towards the end of the show. So I hope you stay tuned. And let's start off with a recap of sales. And if you're wondering if I'm looking at notes, yeah, I am. I'm old. I forget stuff. So let's see. Did I miss anybody in the chat? Did I miss Red? I thought I saw Red's up there. There is Sharon. Hello, pretty. Sharon, my sister and I were talking about how much you look like one of my aunts. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. She's a very pretty lady. I have a numb mouth. Just came back from the dentist. Oh, no. Ugh. Ew. Don't we hate it? Going to the dentist is like, it's like going to the post office on the Friday before a holiday with 15 packages. You just know that it's not going to be fun, but you got to get it done. So I hope you feel much, much better soon. And I hope there's no pain to follow that. The shop talk begins. So off to bed I go. Have an awesome show, Glamma'z. Thank you, Willow. Thank you for popping by. I appreciate you, honey. And yeah, get a nice day's sleep. Hi, Swamp Picker. Did I say hi to you already? See what I mean? This is why I make notes, because I sometimes just Restyle Secrets. Hi, how you doing? Good morning. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. So starting off with the recap of sales, here is what I noticed. And I just kind of round up what I've been noticing. I got the 50-pound thread up denim box, and I spent last week from Sunday, March the 26th until the following Saturday, doing nothing but photographing jeans and jean shorts and jean jackets and jean skirts. I'm about sick of denim right now. I'm like, oh, so over denim. I never want to see denim again. And yet I ordered some more because so far it's already paid for itself. And I've only sold 6 items out of 50 pounds of denim. And I had over 20 pairs of shorts, over 20 pairs of jeans that were sellable jeans. I also had a big old stack to send to the Goodwill. Some of them have puckers in the front and stuff like that, that you can't really fix that. I had a stack of children's jeans and denim. So that's going to go to Children's Place as soon as once I get like a bag or two of that sort of stuff, or a really big laundry basket. P Murph, I see you, Vashtech. I see you, and I appreciate you for doing this. I know that you have other things going on right now. Yeah. So thank you so much for stopping in. So those are just some of the things that I had, and I had my numbers written down somewhere, but again, I'm not that guy. I'm not the numbers guy. That being said, I can tell you that I'm already $36 to the good. I know that. And I sold 6 items. I sold 3 pairs of jean shorts and 3 pairs of jeans. And it cost me $58, and I'm already at $96. $96? Yeah, so I had $38 in profit so far, above and beyond what I initially paid for it. Those things are still on ThreadUp, by the way, and they're still available for sale as far as I know, because I went yesterday and ordered what I thought was 1 30-pound box, and turns out it was 2. So when you stop in the middle of the 30-pound box process and answer your phone because your sister called, and then you go back to finish up your order, sometimes you can accidentally order 2 of those. And I did, and I'm okay. Yeah. Spring is the highest jeans sales time. You'd think it would be fall, but perhaps it's because people outgrow their jeans during winter. Yeah. Yes. And also, I think because people start their fitness plans like January 1st. And so sometimes they'll downsize too. Sometimes they'll upsize and downsize. Oh, sure. Blame me. Who else would I blame? Yeah, nobody. No, I can blame Grandpa too. Yeah. Yeah, it's all your fault. Carrie knows she's my scapegoat today. If you guys don't know, if I say Carrie, it means Aunt Boo. Aunt Boo's over in the chat. So the things that I'm noticing moving out are swim tops and shorts and sleeveless stuff. Those are the biggest things walking out. Now, everything else is walking out of the closet. You know, I'm selling other stuff too. I'm selling cardigans and things like that. Does anyone see me? Tracy Cakes, I see you right here, baby girl. I just actually saw you just now though. And you gorgeous thing. It is a treat for all of us to see you this morning. So thank you very much for coming in. I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. What jeans cut is selling best? Is skinny over? Skinny is not over. I thought it was. It's interesting because the fashion gurus and the people who know fashion and see it in the mall will tell you that, you know, it's low rise, wide leg, all of that. People know what looks good on them, and people know what they prefer. And the skinny jeans sell, the low waist, the high waist, the destroyed jeans, the not destroyed jeans, all of it sells. The one that I've been selling the most is skinny high-waisted jeans that are either destroyed or distressed. So those are the ones that I'm seeing the most. Those are also, skinny jeans are kind of tough because if you find them in the store, you can just kind of, you know, scan past them. But there's a pucker thing. And if you don't know what the pucker thing is, it has to do with the upper, well, let's just say the lower pelvic region. Sometimes there will be stretching, like a stretch mark, and it kind of puckers in jeans that have some stretch to them. So those are the ones that I end up donating because it's simply not ethical to sell those. So I would consider those damaged. So those I send to charity. Well, I donate those and hopefully they turn out okay. Yes, the lap. Thank you, Restyled Secrets. That's much better than the word I came up with. That I was thinking. I was like, what word am I thinking? So yeah, that's what I've seen marching out the door. I have noticed a pickup in sales though. In general sales, when I was in the last 2 weeks of March, nothing. I mean, it was a trickle. Now, part of that, I had my closet on vacation for about 4 days in Vegas. But even before and after that, it was like maybe one sale every 2 days. It was driving me crazy. And I'm like, what can I do? And I started listing and listing and listing all that denim. And the next thing I know, denim is just flying out the door, flying. And now I went from like $32 in sales to like almost 400 in like 3 days. It was crazy. So last weekend, don't think I showed it everyone has been an issue the last couple of days. Oh God. We could just say crotch. It's what it's called in the pant. That's true. Stacy May, I didn't think about that. Yeah, crotch is a word. It's a perfectly good word. March was an abysmal month on eBay and Poshmark. There was a lot of that going on. And that's what we're going to kind of talk about a little bit on the Rumor Has It, which is the next segment, which is right now. Rumor has it, two things. The first of all, that Poshmark has been playing with their algorithm. I can tell you that as far as I can see, it's true. I don't know for sure that that's true, but as far as I can see, that's the results are telling me that that's probably most likely what happened or something similar. And I think it has to do with them just sort of beta testing some stuff, I guess. To find out what the sellers like, what the buyers like. So I think that had to do with, the Poshmark issues that have happened lately with slower sales. With eBay, I'm not so sure, but I do also think that it depends on the time of the month, those sales sometimes. So after the first of the month, when people get paid and they pay their bills, and not everybody gets paid on the first of the month, but there are a lot of shoppers who do. Hey, Chaos. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Thank you for coming. Crazy May will be waiting right here. So I think that has something to do with how sales are going as well. And March is an unusually abysmally long month. So maybe that had something to do with it. The people really had to stretch out those checks because it's a 30 days, that's September, April, June. And yeah, it's a 30-day month, I guess. The other rumor that I hear going around the horn is that eBay is starting to allow people to do personal videos for their closet. So not the videos like Poshmark and eBay both have this feature where you can actually do a short video. Like if you have like an electronic something where you can show it working, or you can have, like somebody had a walking dinosaur and they showed the toy from different angles and they showed it moving. It's not that. It's not that thing. Good morning, Lauren. How you doing, baby? Mwah. They're actually talking about doing videos where you can introduce yourself as the seller. And so make it like your personal closet video or your personal eBay store video. Now, I heard this on the Cookie and the Hayden from across the pond in the UK. Hey, New England, how you doing? Welcome back from vacation. Oh, okay. Treasures has a tip for us. I think we may see a short spike in sale and vintage clothing items next week due to the Etsy strike from the 11th to the 15th. So list those vintage items today. On it, on it. I'll be doing that tonight. Jumping in the shower. You know what, toilet girl? We all have to do it. I totally get it. But we'll miss you, and we hope you have a good shower. So that was the rumor that I heard from Great Britain on the eBay thing, and again, we have the Etsy strike happening next week from the 11th to the 15th. So I'm going to be listing all the vintages. Tracy, this isn't my first live. I've actually gone live before. I'm just a little hopped up on coffee, and it's my first live where I'm actually going in a specific order. So sorry if it's a little awkward. We'll get more smooth as we go, I promise. And in fashion news, the fall runway shows were out in early February. The second week of February is when New York Fashion Week happens, and a lot of the fall runway shows come out. So for those of you who are looking for an update on what's going on in the fashion world, here's what's going on. We're seeing a dial back to the 80s, but we're seeing the conservative part of the 80s. What I'm seeing are on the runways, in the shows, in the collections, what I'm seeing are hi Tammy, how you doing? What I'm seeing are the callbacks to the preppy 80s, including it's interesting because the one thing that all of the fashionistas saw, and I don't know why they didn't comment on it, but I'm going to comment on it because there was something that I saw in almost every show, from Balenciaga to Dior to Fendi to everybody, were the callbacks to the classic 80s handbags. Balenciaga went as far as to actually make it almost looked like a Gucci bag, a knockoff Gucci. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's my first live during the day. Yeah, for the Daywalker live. But thank you, Tracy Cakes. You're too kind. So where was it? Balenciaga. So they sent down the runway. What they sent was like hi Sunny. What they sent was a handbags that looked. I thought they were Gucci bags because they had the red and green stripe, and then they had the repeating pattern on it. And then I had to look closer because I'm like, why would they have Gucci bags in a Balenciaga runway? And turns out everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing a knockoff version of these types of bags. And if it's not the original Gucci bag, that was like such a classic thing in the 80s, it is the original the Chanel puffer purse, the crosshatch purse. So with the chain handle, it's very, very classic. Everybody knows this. And so this is the type of thing that we're seeing come down the runway. Hey Mike, hi Answers. Hi Answer fam. I hope you're all doing well. Sunny Las Vegas, we love your name. That was our dad's nickname. Yeah, they're all knocking each other off. They really are, Kayla. I keep seeing the same things repeating over and over again. So it's very strange. It's like the mid 80s to mid 90s. They actually took a chunk out of the middle of both of those decades. And so we have the big clunky shoes like we had in the 90s, those loafers that have like a thick heel on them that weigh about 1,000 pounds. And then we have the preppy 80s, like the Bermuda shorts that are gingham. We have the checkered patterns, the pinks and greens together. I don't know if y'all remember that. Purples and blues, pinks and greens all together. But especially pink and green. Oh, big colors this year. So that is sort of a windup of the fashion report. But just so you know what is trending, there were there were 80s. Do you know how long I have been trying to forget that decade? I loved it. I loved it. And Stacey May, you're right. It's like fashion and Hollywood ran out of ideas. The fashion world is very cyclical though, because in the 80s we knocked off everything else too. We knocked off the shoulder pads from the 40s. We knocked off the big jewelry from the 60s. We had the micro mini skirts. I mean, all of that. I thought everyone was biting off Patagonia colorful layered style logo, but come to find out Columbia did that style decades ago for a short time, then Patagonia ran with it. That's exactly right. There is nothing, children, nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. 30-year cycle. Yes, that's exactly right, treasures. That's exactly right, Kayla. There's a pendulum swing in fashion where, it's one thing or another. And the only difference is now the pendulum swings faster. That now we have the interwebs. So anyway, that is fashion news. That's what's going on. So keep your eye out for those 80s bags, even if they're not the original Gucci bag, the original Chanel bag, which are going to be impossible. I shouldn't say impossible. They're going to be very, very, very rare to find as a thrifter. But even if you see the knockoffs, I think they're going to have some value for you, and not knockoffs, but people who have sort of borrowed from that style. I was a cosmetologist in the 80s, best time ever to be in the hair, makeup, and nail industry. I can only imagine how much fun it was based on what was going on in my home bathroom at the time. Girl, I had some stories. I had Aquanet Extra Super Hold in the white can, in the pink and white can, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm quite sure you do. Makeup was so fun too. I mean, you could just go nuts. Blue eyeshadow. I loved it. I was going to touch on shipping today too, but to be brutally frank, I don't have any news in shipping. If anybody has something new that's happening in shipping this week, please let me know. But as far as I know, the cost of that is going up, but that's no shock. And it continues to go up. And again, no shock, because the cost of gas is going up. So, I'm paying $4 a gallon to put gas in my tank. And from what I understand, I'm actually getting it a little on the cheap side. People in California have been telling me some stories that turn my hair white. Ooh. Testing, teasing comb too. Yes, I used to tease, and I have naturally curly hair. I actually straighten it for just for television. Glamma, I know you're a fan, but do you think the Elvis style would come back with the release of the new movie? Lord willing and the creek don't rise, the answer will be yes, because I love the Elvis style. To be fair, I loved Elvis at just about every stage, even the bloated, weird, sweaty Vegas Elvis right before he passed. I loved literally Elvis at every stage. So the 50s, the 60s, the 70s Elvis, the early 70s when he did Change of Habit with Mary Tyler Moore, I love that Elvis too. With the sideburns, I thought he was so handsome. So yeah, I love it all. How do you like Louisiana? We want to go film there. Oh yeah, Louisiana. Yes, EP at any stage. Amen. We're TCOB, honey. We're taking care of business. So yeah, I love Elvis too. My tip of the day has to do with I love them all, Carrie. I do. It has to do with taxes. My husband and I, for the first time in like 10, 12 years, he did not do our taxes because it's not that I'm brand new to reselling. But I've only been in it for like 2 years now. So I had only been in it for a year and a half, or I should say my first full year of doing it where I actually had taxable income was last year. So we had between my furlough pay from the unemployment office, from between going back to work for a few days and then getting paid for that, plus the vacation whenever I was like, no, thanks, I'm done with this now. Between the reselling business, I also did some door dashing last year, and then we had an investment that we transferred and pulled some money from, and we also had my husband's income, which is our household income. Between all of that stuff that happened, our taxes looked like they were going to be crazy. So I am not. By the way, I don't get any money from H&R Block. As a matter of fact, I paid them a lot. But we did go to H&R Block, and here's the interesting thing. So the lady who did our taxes also gave me a copy of the small business, and you can find this on their website. She gave me a copy of the small business form that you fill out, and it had the breakdowns of every single thing that they look for. And it was interesting because there were more categories than I thought. And so she's like, make sure that you find out how big your office is and what percentage of your home that is. So you want the measurements of your office, which I didn't know, and of course my husband knew off the top of his head, and how many square footage your home is, because if you use your home as an office, that counts towards an expense. And then a percentage of our electric bills, and our phone bill, and our internet bill, because I am on the internet. So it was really interesting, the stuff that they talked about, being able to work towards a tax deduction for your reseller, or home-based business. So I was really excited about that. And I would recommend that you go on the IRS website. They actually have a form for small business. It's a small business form, or a home-based business form, and just take a look, print up the form, and just look at the little different categories, because some of it will shock you. Some of it, I think, if you haven't done this before, some of it will shock you. If you've done this before and you're like, yeah, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, then, yeah. Dana, link it in the chat, link it after the chat in the comments. I will do that. Yeah. Looking at that breakdown now, saving this to keep track of. Yeah, it's a really great. She's like, you got to take a look at this, and you'll find out that there's so much that, if you're putting this money, and like my laundry detergent, my husband and I just got a new washer and dryer literally yesterday because mine broke down. So all of that, a percentage of that is for my household. So that's not, that's, I don't want to claim that, but a percentage of that is, make sure and keep track of those records, because a percentage of it does go towards your business. If you're washing things, after my life, got it. If you're washing things, if you're buying Goo Gone for shoes, stuff like that. Hey, Danny B, mwah! Love you. Yes, had a limo service for 24 years with the home office. Once you get it figured out, it's fine, but it's a pain to get it perfect the first time. Yes, it takes a little while to kind of get in the mode, but like my husband just ordered me business cards. Now that, at the front of my head, I'm like, okay, that's an expense, and that's cool. But just the simple things, like if I have to drive an hour to get to the bins, keep track of that mileage, because you do get credit from mileage. I mean, it's just really incredible. So I strongly recommend taking a look at that. And I will link that in the description, or in the chat, one of the two. After the chat, I'll link that, if I can find the website. I have a paper copy somewhere, so I'll make sure you at least have the specific thing to look up. But I thought that was a really cool trick, and she really ended up saving me a lot of money. So after all expenses and all things, I ended up with $300 of taxable income from my reselling business, which is not what I made last year. In Schedule C. Yeah, see, it's even my glasses can be a percentage of a write-off. See, I didn't know that. And there's a lot of information out there that I'm telling you, if you're not used to doing your own, taxes, like we didn't even know where to go to find these answers. I couldn't get an appointment with an accountant to save my life for some reason this year. I think it's because there's a lot more going on or whatever. Actually, anything you use to glam yourself up for the video is also percentage off. Girl, don't tell me my Mac is tax deductible. You know I'm going makeup shopping today, okay? And it's not all Mac. It's part of it's L'Oreal too. I like the cheap stuff just as well. So anyway, that was my tip of the day. But if you have a tip of the day, please don't hesitate to Instagram me, and I will write down my Instagram in the chat. And that is my Instagram. So if you'd like to Instagram me and send me a message, let me know. And let's go to Ulta. Let's do this. And let me know if you have, any tips and tricks for other resellers. There may be things that you take for granted that newer resellers just simply don't know, or people who don't shop or source in your particular area of expertise. So there may be things that, the shoe guys know that I have no idea, but it behooves me as someone who does sell the occasional, sneaker. The sneakerheads may have some good information for me. So I just strongly believe that, no, Patrick Murphy, I do not want you to slide into my DMs with your tips. I'm doing my daily relistings. That's my tip. Honestly, Restyle, that is a great tip. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Yeah, I'm going to start again. No, I'm not going to start again. But I am glad that you're here, and we'll talk about that. Hey, Shay, how you doing? So we're you never know what you're going to learn from somebody. Oh my God, Rural Square, good morning. Mwah. Does anyone charge and pay state taxes on PayPal invoices? I'm new to this. That's a great question. I tracked them, PayPal invoices, but she didn't ask for any additional information. I was just like, this is what I charge through PayPal for auctions. So that was on my spreadsheet. So when we were talking about the taxes and different tips and tricks that we can learn from each other, that brings me to my next point, which is or my next talking point, which is the crossover project. Now, I call it the crossover project. It's not a project. It's not anything where I've got like a whiteboard and I'm doing a project. But I do really believe that the more that the hard goods and soft goods people listen to each other, and the more that we hang out together, the more we're all going to be elevated. The 5 resellers say it, a rising tide lifts all ships. So if we have something that we can share across the board that makes good sense for everybody, then I think that has great value. Because sometimes there are things that, I don't want to walk past, some electronic doodad that, should be immediately recognizable, that can make me $800. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to miss out on the rare opportunities for me to sell electronics and hard goods. If that is in fact something that, I'm already at this yard sale, already at this thrift store, and I could pick up and flip. So, and vice versa. I don't want you guys to miss out on, I don't know, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, or one of the lesser known names. And by the way, if you have real fur, the Real does take real fur items, just FYI. So we'll get back to the Real and salty treats. I have some thoughts. But the crossover project, on the 13th of April, I think it is, Rural Squirrel. Please let me know if that's correct. I think Marcus said that, and Marcus with Dixon's Pickens and a Rural Squirrel. And I think there was one other person too. And we're all going to meet at the bins in downtown St. Louis. the Goodwill bins. And if you don't know what the Goodwill bins are, if you're brand new to reselling, that's the Goodwill Outlet Center. So it's where they take all the Goodwill stuff and then they dump it after they, have it on the floor for so long. And then they sell it by the pound. It's lovely. 18th, good game grabs. Is that it? Okay. So on the 18th, I think is the let's see, the April the 18th is a Monday. So that's when we're meeting up, and I think I think actually Squirrely and Dixon are going head to head. I think there's a competition. I'm not in the competition. I'm the guy who's just there to goof around and have fun and maybe pick up a few things and also eat at that food truck, which is amazing. But yeah, it's going to be so much fun to meet up with them. And that's sort of one of those crossover things where, I'm a clothing seller. Squirrel actually sells both. She's one of those hybrid sellers. We'll call them hybrids. She's a hybrid. And Marcus is the same way. He actually does both clothing and hard goods. He does, I think he does more clothing than hard goods, but he sells mostly on eBay. When picking, trust your gut too. That's how I picked up a 50s Shirley Temple doll for $1. I saw that Shirley Temple doll. She looked cool. I can't wait to see what she looks like after you've done with her. Yeah, Treasures. She said she sold a $300 fur coat on the Real. It's amazing. If you come across a real fur in the bins, and it happens from time to time, if you come across real fur, pick it up. I know PETA doesn't like it, but the Real sure does, and they pay a lot of money for it. So, and the animals kind of was sacrificed 50 years ago. It's not your fault. So anyway, that's part of the crossover project. Now I've just attended the comic book auction for Tricky Trapster, and I really recommend finding out about comics. Tricky Trapster, if you if you don't know, this guy will just cuss you out, and he's hilarious and funny. So if you have that sort of sense of humor where you don't really get offended by much, he is hilarious. Oh, good, Sharon, cool. Hi, Michael, how you doing? So Tricky Trapster was funny, and I bought some comics from one of his sellers. But I do like going into, like, Horizon Picks has an auction on Friday nights where they sell everything sci-fi, from like t-shirts to and not just sci-fi, but like there's goth stuff, and there's vintage stuff. Sometimes Kayla has vintage stuff, and there are figurines and action figures and plush, and I mean, just such a wide spectrum of stuff that they sell, and it's so incredible. So it's not just comic books; it's actually a very wide spectrum, and they have 4 different sellers, and you got to check them out. It's 6:00 Central. I think is it 6:00 Central or 6:00 Eastern? But it's 6:00 on Friday night. That's tomorrow night. Check out Horizon Picks auction, live auction, guys. It's a lot of fun. And that chat is always lit up. Nobody doesn't have a good time in that chat, I don't think. So it's tricky to recommend. Yeah, it is tricky. Morning, cousin. You got to get with your dad so we can find the connection. Stacy May, amen. Amen. Find those connections. But Tricky is an amazing artist, as is Max, actually. Max from Max Comics. Young lady, so impressive, does some incredible art. And if you check her out on Instagram, you can follow her on Whatnot as well. She does great art auctions and great comic auctions. This girl goes to the cons. If you're into comics, she goes to the places where they're actually signing things. And she knows all about, like, the not just the main comics, but she's really into, like, the sort of edge of the comic universe too. So she's so impressive for being so young and just so gorgeous. She is actually quite impressive. Her knowledge base is just so incredible. So I really like her. I like her Instagram a lot. Heck yeah, all things nerdy on Friday, and I'm your nerdy stylist. You know what? I'm not mad at you. I bought an R2D2 dress, guys, from Kayla, and it is legit cool. It's actually I bought it for resale, but I because it's one of those things that you don't see on Poshmark every day, and I sell primarily on Poshmark. So that's what's been going on. The crossover project, just, FYI, these are things that you can look into if you're a clothing reseller or now if you are a hard goods reseller and you kind of want to know what's coming up, what's about to be cool, and you don't want to have to go to the mall to do it. Jack Valentine, look at Jack Valentine's channel. He and Ryan actually went to the Mall of America because they live in Minnesota. They actually went to the mall. Ugh. And no, I'm joking. I actually love the mall. It's kind of my mothership, or at least my OG mothership. But they went to the mall to look at what's trending, and they have a really great fashion report that just came out Tuesday night at 8:00. So look up Jack Valentine on YouTube. He and Ryan, they really keep in touch. They've got their finger on the pulse of what's happening in the fashion world, and specifically what's happening with like the younger generation. So here's my salty treat. And sorry, but my salty treat, let's get a little real for a second, okay? I don't see anybody from the Real in my house, so we're going to talk about this. I sent things to the Real. What I'm finding is that some of the things that I'm sending to the Real, they are way, way underpricing. So if I have something, I'm sort of changing how I approach them. If I have something of true value that I believe is authentic, I'm probably going to start sending them to a separate authenticator before I send them to the Real. And probably not going to send them if it comes back and it's it's something that's of a higher value. I'm probably not going to send those to the Real. I don't. Because they sold a pair of leather Dolce & Gabbana pants that I sent them. We're talking about brown leather Dolce & Gabbana high-waisted skinny pants for $50. I got like $16 out of that or something like that. Something ridiculously low. I'm not doing it anymore. That child, if you want to make me salty, mess with my paycheck. Go ahead. So yeah, if I come across something in the bins, okay, glasses back on now. I'm normal and civilized again. Girl, I sprinkle all the salt on it. I'm just saying, if I come across something in the bins that's like, I don't know, that I know they accept and I can send them in bulk or something, that's one thing. But as far as like higher end items that I'm coming across, like Fendi, Manila Blahnik. I've come across so many good higher end items. I have a Tiffany & Company ring. And that was actually from my personal collection. And they said it wasn't documented because I didn't provide proof of purchase. Well, my husband, when he buys me a gift, guys, he doesn't give me the receipt. You don't give your wife a receipt when you give her a gift. So I'm like, you should be able to authenticate that. You have an entire authentication department. So I was really turned off by that. I got to be honest, throwing a little salt on it today. The Real has so many sales. Yeah, that's my problem, is that they're taking things that I would consider higher value designer items that are, those pants, if they originally sold for like $1,500, to sell them for $50 is ridiculous. The Real, thread up the sequel. Here's your 3 cents for that Fendi clutch. Yes, that's exactly it. They're getting away with it because they run these sales and all this stuff. But yeah, that's so stupid. Receipt. They want an original receipt for, and Tiffany & Company is the only thing that they asked me for authentication. I'm not going to provide that. That is, first of all, it's none of your business, and second of all, I don't know where the receipt is from 15 years ago. Perhaps my husband has it in his records. I'm not going to go ask my husband for his records so he can find out that I didn't like the ring that he got me. Are you kidding me? Anyway, that was my salt. Sorry, a little extra salty this week, but I feel like that was, they had that one coming. They did. However, with the salty comes the sweet. And I do want to talk about. We're gonna wrap up today with sweets for the sweeties, and I actually want to end about 5 minutes early so that if anybody's headed to Dawn and Mary's house, they have time to go to the bathroom, because I certainly am, and maybe get a yogurt or something. So, but I did want to give some shout outs, and if I'm going to give, I just added some pepper to the earlier salt. Yeah. And if I'm going to give shout outs, I really have to start with, I have to start with Johnny from Cajun Roots Reseller. If you do not follow him, and I cannot see how anybody that I'm seeing in the chat doesn't, but if you're new here and you don't follow Johnny with Cajun Roots Reseller, it's Cajun with a K, Kajun. And it's actually the return of Cajun Roots Reseller at this time. You really want to check him out. He's so supportive of the entire reseller verse, and he does lives every morning. He lets people come on and promote their channels. He lets them promote their channels in the chat, which PS, if anybody has, and I apologize for not saying this earlier, if anybody wants to drop their link in the chat for their channels, please do so. And we'll make it a weekly thing where, every time that I'm live, you are more than welcome to drop your link in the chat. Please feel free to do that. Love you on his show this morning. Shush. That was not my proudest moment, but it's an instinctual reaction when you're a mother, when you're a mom and a grandma, and somebody's interrupting you and you're like, shush, it's my turn now, I'm talking. And then I realized what that came across like, and oh Lord, I was like, oh, I look like a bigot pill. Oh, I got to give out wrenches. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and do that next time. Johnny has to be triplets. He is everywhere and supporting everyone at once. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have to actually go back after this one and go through and link people and wrench people. So sorry about that. I thought I had it. You got it? Okay. Thank you, Boo. Thank you very much. First shout out, always shout out Johnny every single time. He's so supportive. He really goes out of his way to help the community. And that's what I appreciate about you. There's a Letterkenny reference if you watch Letterkenny. And Boo's going to do it live for me. Stacy May. Sisters are good. Hey, good morning, Camilla and Kang. Hey, just wrapping up with some shout outs. And we'll be doing 10 a.m. each week. And that must be Camilla, I think, that's on. And good morning. And I hope things are going well with the baby making. They're making a baby. And I'm so excited for them. Raquel, hi. Hi. You can go back and watch or, watch next week. But we're going to be doing the lives every Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So it would be 11 a.m. Eastern and 8 a.m. on the West Coast. And then Scarlett, I don't know what time that is in Great Britain, but the UK's. Oh, good. The baby's doing well, and I hope you're both doing well as well. I know it's a wonderful time, and it can be a little bit crazy too. So yeah. Horizon Picks, good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's see. Angie. Hi, Angie. Hi. It's nearly 5 p.m. now. So it's right about tea time, about 4 p.m. The UK time. Unless Grandma shushes you. Funny. Yeah. So a regular show. Yeah. Every Thursday at 10 a.m. I was looking around. I was looking around the horn at everybody who had lives, and I was like, okay, this is the time that's least likely to step on the toes of somebody that I want to watch and somebody that I watch on a regular and support on a regular basis. I don't want to step on their toes. I certainly don't want to stomp their yard. So yeah, Horizon Picks gets another one of the shout outs. I've been on several of his auctions. His vintage auction is so much fun. It's just as much fun to sell in as it is to attend. I've done both. And I really, really enjoyed it. So, he's got a lot going on. And he's always been very supportive of, my YouTube journey. And let's see, Treasures North. Sorry, a little self promo. I've got a new video coming out on Sunday, something different about a new selling platform. Kayla, is that where you're going to be doing the sewing or fabric? I hope so, because guys, you got to check her out. And her and Horizon do a live. Both of them, they switch off weeks doing a live brunch on Sunday mornings, and that gives me life. It's so much fun. Yeah, fortunately, my Thursday morning is a pre-record that you can watch anytime. That's true, Chaos. I've seen that. But yeah, those are my main shout outs for today. People that have just kind of given me a leg up and really made me feel, welcome in their universe and in their thing that they're doing. I can't wrench people, so I'll try to go back and link others. That's what I think. There's once we get past the first live, I can start, I think, wrenching people as we're going along. It's just one of those things where it's going to take me a minute to figure out. So it is 10:55 a.m. Central Standard Time. We have 26 in the chat. I'm so happy about that. Danny B. Oh, mwah. I am so glad. I can't wait to see your face either. She is just that's my heart, guys. Danny B is my heart. Horizon Picks has his brunch this Sunday at 11 a.m. And Horizon, we already talked about your auction tomorrow night and how much fun that chat is. And then there is the link to the Friday show. Thank you. And again, I'll be getting everybody wrenches as soon as I can. I'm not that technologically advanced. So sometimes I have to get on the phone with Aunt Boo. Sharon, so glad you came on early when I was able to watch. I hope that was the case. Thank you so much for coming by. Lady Luck Junk, I am located in St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm very Midwestern, solidly Midwestern. I can make cornbread from scratch. Thank you. Yeah, we don't need no stinking wrench. I love you for that. That's awesome. Girl after my own heart. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and get some fresh coffee before I hop over. But if you haven't seen Dawn and Mary with Two Hip Chicks, it's TOO hip, and then chicks is spelled CHICKS. With Two Hip Chicks on YouTube. They're really a lot of fun in their chat. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who came by. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you at the Chicks house. Bye, guys. Mwah. Glamma'z loves you.